This video is about Biden's recent incomprehensible statements. This is just bizarre. Okay, so after the debate performance, where by all measurable accounts he failed miserably, he's done sort of okay until Monday, until he had the interview with Lester Holt, in which he was challenged by Lester Holt why he was not toning down his rhetoric, because Biden used the words Trump should be put in the bullseye. Then former President Trump, somebody tried to assassinate him, and Biden said that he meant the word crosshairs. They mean the same thing. Bullseye and crosshairs mean the same. Then he added that his policies should be put in the crosshairs, and went through a litany of things that were just false. And he had the perfect opportunity to say, I disagree with the Supreme Court rulings lately, and here's how I would like to see the Supreme Court changed. And he would have owned the press cycle for the next several days. But instead, he said, I disagree with recent rulings from the Supreme Court, and then said, well, anyway. Then the next day, he told Politico, apparently, that he supports changing the Supreme Court, that the Supreme Court justices should have term limits, that there should be meaningful ethics on the Supreme Court, and that he supports laws that says that the president has no immunity of any kind. For real? So, with that being said, that means that he is culpable for the terrible Afghan withdrawal in which 13 service members lost their lives, and that after he's out of office, if he has no immunity, he can be charged with their murder. He can be charged with the abysmal way that the withdrawal was handled. You never, ever withdraw from a public airport. You have a base right there within a few miles of the public airport. You withdraw from your base. And the public and the supporters of the public, well, I shouldn't put it public, the people that were American citizens and the supporters of the American effort, they should have come out first. Then you blow up any remaining equipment so that it's not usable by the enemy who's right there. It's estimated that he left $83 million worth of equipment behind. Was not disabled. They just abandoned the base, and he withdrew the military first. These things are unconscionable. As a veteran, I'm ashamed and appalled at the way that happened. This is beyond disturbing that he would say, no, there's no presidential immunity, because that means that he could be held culpable in a court of law for that. Is he just too far gone that he doesn't understand that the way the Supreme Court ruled wasn't about Trump? It was about all future presidents, and it was to cover him. For him to say that there should be no presidential immunity is just bizarre on its face. Because what the Supreme Court said was that a president has immunity for official acts. It didn't say that they had blanket immunity, which is what he infers. It said a president has immunity for official acts. The fact that he now says that he supports no presidential immunity is just mind-boggling, to say the least. And that he sits there and thinks, yeah, okay, so I don't like what Trump did on January 6th. But then he leaves out parts of his statement. He doesn't think that the American people are smart enough that they can research and say, hey, wait a minute, that isn't what was said. Like he leaves out the fact that former President Trump said, we're going to march to the Capitol peacefully and patriotically. He left out peacefully and patriotically. Just like on the Charlottesville issue. President Trump said that I'm sure there are good people on both sides, but white supremacists should be condemned, and I condemn them. He leaves that whole sentence out. He says, oh, he said they're good people on both sides. Like that's all he said. But that's not what all he said. He said white nationalists and what, I think that's the way he put it. White nationalists and white supremacists should be condemned, and I condemn them. We need to lower the rhetoric. We need to be more inclusive in our party of people that don't think exactly like us. I will be doing a separate video on, expanding our Republican Party, but I just wanted to get this one out and let people start seeing, hey, some weird things are going on, and let them do the research and make up their own mind. Thank you. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe so that we can grow this channel. Thank you.